Good morning, yogis. All right, today is all about having fun in our yoga, which means we are going to focus on some balancing poses, which I always find fun because inevitably we're gonna fall in, we're gonna fall out, you're gonna wibble, you're gonna wobble, and hopefully it ends in a bit of laughter. So 10 minutes, let's go hit our mat. All right, finding our mat, top of our mat, feet are hip distance apart. We are first going to connect to our breath and to our body. We made it, we are here, setting an intention with our hands to our heart center. Deep breath in, deep breath out. My word for today is going to be joy, finding the joy, the happy in those moments. So whenever I need to come back to my intention, whether it's during this practice or during today, that's going to be my word to connect once again. All right, let's flow, guys. Hands come to the side of our bodies. On an inhale, we raise. Shoulder blades down the back, finding space between the ears and the shoulders, reaching as high as we can without creating that crunch. Hands come to heart center as we fold. Hands come down to the mat or to our shins, wherever we find connection. Head dangles, and just working out any kinks we have. Inhale, we rise, flat backs. Exhale, forward fold once again. On an inhale, we rise for a half sun A. Hands come down to heart center. And we breathe. And smile. Inhale, we rise, full sun A. Exhale, forward fold. Hands come down to the mat. We halfway lift. And then we forward fold, stepping back into plank, building heat right off the bat. We don't have long. Inhale for 3 breaths. Finding that heat, building that heat. I always find that planks, they do it for us, huh? I don't know how much fun these are, but they definitely will get us warm. Knees come down, toes up, and we will lower slowly to the mat, finding baby cobra on an inhale. On an exhale, we push back into our downward facing dog. Toes are hip width, our feet are hip width apart. Pedaling them out, finding that movement. Making it feel good. On an inhale, we will shift forward into plank. Belly button to the spine. And on an exhale, pushing back. One more. Inhale, push forward into plank. And exhale, push back. Left leg finds the center of the mat while right leg lifts. Knee tucks into the chest and we step forward into a lunge position. On an inhale, we rise into crescent lunge, finding that right angle in that right forward leg and a little bit of a dip in that knee on our left. Right leg pulls back while the left leg firms. On an inhale, we're going to practice our balance, practice that fun, and shift forward into our left leg into that right angle. Staying firm in our right leg, belly button tucked in. See if we can reach those arms up high. On an inhale, hands come down to heart center. And we are going to tip ever so gently, working towards warrior 3. And then we go back, crescent lunge. Hey, that was fun. All right, let's do it one more time. Hands come down to heart center. Gaze is on the floor as we lift off. Left knee comes up into a right angle. Hands release to the sky, shoulder blades again down the back, finding that space between the ears and the shoulder blades. Hands come down to heart center as we lean back into warrior 3. And then finding Tadasana, shaking it out, doing a little dance. All right, Next side. We'll find our way to downward dog through a sun sal. Hands lift and forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold as we step back into plank, finding those 3 breaths. Again, building that heat, but also building that core strength that we need for balance. Belly button is to the spine, butt is down. Hold me accountable as I hold you. Knees come down to the floor as we release belly and chest. Baby cobra on an inhale. Exhale, we push back into our downward facing dog. Taking just a couple minutes, taking just a couple of moments to just be and feel this really good stretch up the back and through our back legs. Right leg comes to the center of the mat as the left leg lifts. Knee tucks coming forward into that crescent lunge. As we lift, hands to the sky. Right leg or left leg pulls back as the right leg firms. And we just take a deep breath here. We know where we're going. Ready for some fun? All right, let's do it, guys. Hands come down to heart center. As we take a deep breath, we lean forward and we find that right leg lifted in the air at a right angle. Left leg is standing firm. On an inhale, we breathe. On an exhale, we tip and we find warrior 3, other side. Finding a gaze if that helps you on the floor. Hands can lift ahead or behind, or they can just stay at start center. We then find our crescent lunge. Back to the starting point, back to that centered, stable position of crescent lunge. One more time, hands come to heart center. On an inhale, we breathe, connect to our intention. On an exhale, we tip forward. Find that drishti point, that point that we're gonna gaze at, find that connection. Right leg at a right angle. We exhale, we find warrior 3. Left or right leg extends. Left leg is firm, or for me, a little wobbly. Concentrating on trying to have those level hips with the right leg coming down as we firm into that left leg. And then going back into crescent lunge. Oh, feeling that proud moment that we did it. Whoop, whoop. Hands come down to the mat, pushing back into our plank pose first. Knees come wide, child's pose. Massaging the forehead back and forth. Working out any of those kinks and saying kind words for those balance poses. Taking a deep breath in, we come forward, finding a seat on our mat. Legs come forward, move them around. And we're just going to gently release. Hands come forward, or hand comes above. And we are going to tilt from the hip points to finding our toes or finding our shins, just a gentle release. One deep breath here. On an exhale, we are going to scoot our booty forward, coming down on our back, finding happy baby. Legs come up in the air. We grab the center of our foot, and then we just gently rock back and forth. Again, releasing any tension that we built or that lives here. Letting that calm come back to our body. Just be. Legs come up to the sky, and then we gently release 1 and 2 to a lying position. Hands face to the sky, to the ceiling. Shoulder blades come down so that they're not crunching. And we breathe. Final pose. Our quick 10-minute joyful flow. Taking just these last few minutes to sink in and be. If this feels good to you, stay here for as long as you would like. If it is time for you to go, go ahead and find that fetal position on your right side. Taking a pause here, pushing up into our Sukhasana, our easy seat or crisscross applesauce if you have toddlers like me. Hands facing to the ceiling. A deep breath in, sighing out. Hands come to heart center. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Thank you for joining us today. And if this is something that brought you joy and you would like to continue, please check out our YouTube channel as well as our playlist for lots more of our self-care content rooted in joy, fun, and of course, yoga. Bye guys. Have a great week.